Let's look at Leicester and Brighton. Another interesting fixture. SP.
Yeah, Steve, Leicester Brighton, I think it will be an entertaining game. And Leicester having cut it close this weekend with Sheffield United, I think they're struggling, and it's there for everyone to see. I don't know why the Maddison Vardy partnership has not yet clicked, because you expect those two to actually have some good chemistry. However, I think this Brighton will be safe this season. They've been playing good football, and Lamptey is back. He's been very creative for this team. I, however, see a slight edge for Leicester, who will go and play the way Brendan Rodgers wants them to play, and I see a Jamie Vardy goal being the difference between the two sides. So I'm just saying 1-0 to Leicester.
1-0 to Leicester. Giddy, what do you think of the fixture?
I think I need to look at the table to make this prediction. And if we have been poor, then it means Brighton have been one place poorer than we are. So it means they have been poor. and Leicester is sitting pretty at top 4. So for me, I think yes, they lost to Fulham, but they will be, especially at home, they will come up strong. And I think this is one of the games that Brendan Rodgers would be looking to right the wrong that was last year, when you have to win games, you don't show up. So for me, this one, look out for a 2-0 for Leicester.
2-0 win for Leicester. Josiah, what do you think of the fixture?
Didi is back. Didi is a key player for them. But I have a feeling a draw is going to be eminent in this game. I watched Leicester play against Sheffield. They are not that convincing. And Brighton don't fear any team, even when they know that they are the underdogs. I think if you pressure Leicester really well, you can get a goal or a couple of goals. So for me, I'll go for a draw, but I also have a feeling that this can be the disappointment of the weekend. I think Brighton can actually win this game. But for sanity's sake, I'll go for a draw. I'll go for a 2-2 draw for both teams.
2-2 draw for both teams. Okay, my take. First of all, I want people to maintain their lane. And it's these are the two teams I hate. I don't like them for one reason or another. But this time, for the sake of people maintaining their lane, let Leicester get it. 2-1. 2-1 for Leicester. Now, let's go to the big match. GGMU versus their noisy neighbors. Let's start with the Giddy. We've seen Manchester United playing actually shambolic. They are shambolic in the first half. Now, they are going to play Manchester City. What's your prediction, and what do you think fans to expect in this fixture? Particularly if Manchester United will start so slow, the way they've been playing against Southampton and against Westham.
Yeah, that's a good question, because United have been really poor in the first half, but excellent in the second half. In fact, United might win this game if City score first, because it will create that adrenaline. It will create something. Even it will create something in the bench. You would see, like in the other game, basically you could see introduction of Bruno Fernandes, the changes that it changed all the players. So for me, I'm thinking if City score first in the first half and they like drop their performance, they are in for a shock. They will be beaten by United. But again, if the game is close, moves to almost 80 minutes or thereabouts, a draw, City have something in them to find that goal and you never know with VAR and things like that. But for me, I wouldn't give United at home as the favorites because we know they have not been so good at home generally from in this season. But I think United, for me, have the quality to destroy City. They have a good defense. But just one warning shot that the likes of Sterling, the likes of De Bruyne, the likes of I don't know whether Aguero will be around, will not be missing those chances that Bowen and the Hellas of this world were missing. So for me, it's a question of United having a proper defensive uh, uh, play and then hitting them in the counter. They have done it before. In fact, last season they beat City home and away. So of course, Pep will be keen about that. He will know that that's the game they are going to play. So I think for me, the team that takes more chances or their chances is going to score. But I can't really separate these two teams. So I'm going to go for 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. XP, what do you think of the fixture?
Steve, we are coming off the backdrop of 6 points gained from City in 2 games last season. This is one of those managers whom Ole seems to have really learned and done his homework on. Ole has had Pep's number a couple of times. I think a derby disadvantages the home team, especially in this era where there is no, where there are no fans in the stadium, and Manchester being a tier 3 will not see fans in the stadium soon. So yes, I think for me our saving grace is that Luke Shaw is back, and what basically that means, because Alex Telles has been playing well, is that we'll go back to how we played on Tuesday with a back 5. Play Shaw as a CDM and play Telles as a left wing back, with Aaron Wan-Bissaka as the right wing back, Maguire and Lindelof as the other, defense people. So I expect a tight game. I expect. I don't think Ole can beat Pep again. And I think I'm resigned to the fact that our poor home run will continue. And I will say, painfully, and here I'm speaking with my head and not with my heart, that we will lose this 2-1. But we might sneak a draw at the end. But my head tells me 2-1. My heart tells me that we'll do a 1-0 win. But I'll stick with my head on this and say United 1, City 2.
United 1, City 2. Ole Gunnar Josiah. What do you have to say about this fixture? It's bad time to play City.
It's never a bad time or a good time for Manchester United to play when Ole Gunnar is the manager. For me, I of course I love to make a prediction at the end, but this is what I have to say about this fixture. I know what to expect from Man City. I know how they'll come lining up. I'll know what to. Okay, they have not been as explosive as they were some seasons ago, but they're capable of scoring goals and they're capable of keeping a clean sheet. We have seen the additions in their defense. They are really, really tight. So the guys are good at the back and they can score a goal. Now, for Manchester United, I don't know. I'm a fan of this club, but I don't know what to expect. So for me, it's the Manchester United that will turn up that day that will determine that game. And I also think that to some extent, that game will be very boring and very conservative because they all know that they have something to lose if they go all out. And since both clubs have a game in hand, meaning if they want those game in hands, they will not be where they are. They'll be a bit higher. They'll be a bit conservative. And it's the same thing I talked about when in a previous show where I predicted the same. The lineup that I saw Ole go with in the Champions League can show you what to expect for this game. I think Cavani will be on. I think he will try and win the match if he can, but on counter attack. Try to see City come forward and see whether Rashford and the likes can run and score a goal. So it depends with the Manchester United that will show up. City, we know what to expect. So City, we know that they will come in a certain way. Which Manchester United will show up? Now, for my prediction, I honestly feel that there is a lot happening right now in the club that Ole will try and show that he is in control, that there is a future in the club with the likes of mentions of Pogba here and there, hoping, a good result in the Champions League and all that. So for me, I honestly believe that Manchester United is going to win this one. This is my head and my heart talking. But there's a disclaimer somewhere. If the Manchester United, the hot Manchester United shows up, Manchester United is going to win. But sadly, and this is the problem with Ole, he just has a way of messing these things up. So if by 15 minutes of the start of the game, that prediction can go down the drain. So for me, it depends what shows up. But with looking at the week, I expect Ole to be in that momentum and to prove a point again and to show people that, they have been doubting Manchester United not being title contenders and having made some very difficult and stupid mistakes before. Even those ones of conceding 2 goals before, 1 goal before, doing what he did with Fred in the Champions League and such kind of shenanigans, he will try and put some things right and have learned a few of the things around. So for me, I'll say a 1-0 win for Manchester United. And this 1-0 win can be imagined, can even be 2-1. I think it's safer to say 2-1 because Man City will always score in some way. So I'll say a 2-1 win for Manchester United, and it will be a very tight call. It will be a VAR call. It will be probably a penalty as always. Bruno Fernandes saving us, Rashford falling from an attack by most likely Mendy. I hope so. I don't care how I get that win. Even if it's half a goal, I just need a win for that game. So for me, it's a 2-1 win for Manchester United. But I'm deep down, I know that this thing can turn too bad to even a 3 or 4-0 loss to these guys. So for me, I'm right there. But let me believe that the hot Manchester United will show up that day.
Okay, my prediction: City to win it, 3-1. Now, what I'm saying, the way I'm looking at it, Manchester United, first of all, they have the tendency to start the game slow. And City might start the pressing game. Remember, Arteta was understudy of Pep, and you saw the way Arsenal pressed United. So meaning City can even can do it better than the way Arsenal did. And if City will score, if first half Manchester United will be so poor the way they've been, and City takes like a 2-0 lead, that's the end of United. What United can do, they will score one counter attack. Actually, of late, they are not a penalty FC. Penalty FC tends to be Leicester City. United will score. Cavani is likely to score. Or Rashford. One of them will score through a counter attack. But the pressing game that City will do to United, I just feel City will take the lead in the first half, and that will be it. My first reason why Pep cannot afford to lose this fixture is based on their head-to-head with Ole. Ole has beaten Pep. In fact, it was back-to-back plus a League Cup. There was another fixture that again Pep lost. But still Pep also beat Ole, I think 3-0 or 2-0. I'm not so sure with it. It was another League Cup also. So what Pep is doing is that, I remember there is a time when Pep was at Barcelona, and he used to have very poor record at Emirates. And there is a time he even said, hey, this is the first time I'm coming with a win at Emirates. So it was very difficult for Barcelona to, in as much as they were good, to get all the points at Arsenal. Now I'm looking at Manchester United, the 2020 Manchester United. First of all, their home record is very poor. And actually, if Manchester United can improve their home record, they will win the league. They have 100% away from home. So if they improve their home record, they'll win it. So since their home record is poor, their first half, they've been playing bad. Pep has a point to prove that Ole cannot keep on beating him every time. Only a fool does not learn from his mistakes. This time they won't give Manchester United those counter attacks so much. Okay, guys, we have to end it there.
Guys.
We have to end it there. Thank you, guys. Thank you. This has been a great show. For the fans watching, you can always catch it up on YouTube, the EPL Fanbase Show, as well as our Facebook page, the EPL Fanbase Forum. Thank you, gentlemen. It's always a pleasure to have you in the show. See you again next time for the review match day 12. Adios.
Cheers,
Thank you,
guys.
asanteni in Swahili.